it's Karen Burniston here with a preview video of our November 2025 release, and you can check out all of our products at karenburniston.com. This release features 15 new die sets as well as 5 coordinating greeting stamp sets. Okay, I think taking a starring role in this release is definitely the new pop-up. So this is the playful pop-up. So what we have here is a completely generic pop-up with what everybody loves, motion arms, and there are 4 of them. So you get all sorts of great motion when you open the card. Now, because it is so generic, I even had a hard time deciding, well, what kind of little elements am I going to put in this die set to kind of get you started? And I thought, you know what, we don't have any ladybugs. So in the base die set, you do get the individual ladybugs and the vine, but don't think of this as a ladybug pop-up. That's just one way that you could decorate it. It is a small footprint die, and so that's great for putting multiples inside a card, and it is slimline friendly. So here's a slimline card by Sue Small Kreider where she tripled the playful pop-up, so you can see all sorts of motion on those ladybugs flying inside her card. You can also chain build them so that they can be on both sides of the card in the same location. So here is an example of that. 8 different motion arms now. I just put some leaves on them just to kind of show the motion. Here's that idea fully decorated by Suzanne Smith. Hello, my sweet cupcake, and you can see all of the motion inside that card. Now, while the pop-up itself has a small footprint, the items that you put on it do not have to be small. So here's another great card by Suzanne, this time with a really large heart put on one of the swing arms. This is not a Christmas release, but you can make great Christmas cards with the playful pop-up because it is so generic. And we do have a new pine cone in this release, and you can see that combined here with the playful pop-up for some fun motion. And it also works in a top fold card, so you can decorate that playful pop-up in either direction. Here is a great top fold Christmas card by Lois Bach featuring the pine cone. The playful pop-up is a new foundation die, so there will be add-ons for it. There are 2 in this release. So there is the dog and cat playful add-ons as well as the monster playful add-ons. So these add-on sets are a great way to create characters out of the playful pop-up. So we'll start here with the dog from the dog and cat set. So you can see all the motion that you get between his paws and his ear and his wagging tongue. And then for decorator pieces, we've got the new dog borders and the new word woof. And in that same playful add-on set, there is cat pieces to be able to decorate the playful pop-up as a cat character. And then for further decoration, you've got cat borders and the word meow. The other playful add-ons is the monster playful add-ons, and you can make a couple different styles of monster by mixing and matching those pieces. In this card, I went ahead and did a 2-fold card so that I could put them both on the same card, and then I just reversed the motion on the orange monster. So that's another thing you can do with the playful. There's just so many things you can do with this die. Now, there aren't monster borders, but there is the word roar, and that can be used with the monsters, or it works great with dinosaurs as well. Here's a card by Frances Burns showing that with the characters having the diagonal tilt to the head, that works in both a side fold card or a top fold card. You can also explore other characters of your own design using those pieces. So here's Nikki Foden with a Christmas sloth, Jen Webster with a Cheshire cat, and then another one by Jen, this time Frosty the Snowman. Okay, this release features 5 new stamp sets that do coordinate with the dies, and then now we do have a new die set called the greeting labels, and what this die does is give you in one die set a whole bunch of great shapes that you can use to cut out your greetings. Now, if some of those shapes look familiar to you, that is by design. I took the 3 labels that I use the most, the Lorna label, the Catherine label, and the triple platform, and then some of the squares and rectangles out of the postage pop-up, and then what I did is I made different sizes. So what I mean by that is within your greeting label set, you've got everything you need to cut out greetings, but if you also happen to have the pop-up die that coordinates with that shape, for instance, the Lorna label, you now have sizes that are in the middle. Okay, so let's look here at the triple platform. The triple platform has a double stitched label. Well, the one in the greeting labels is a little bit larger. The one in the greeting labels that's the plain oval is just a little bit larger than the one in the triple platform. So now you can start combining your greeting label set with some of those pop-ups and you'll have some additional sizes. So kind of double duty on that. Here's the Catherine label. The greeting label adds one that's right in between the 2 sizes that are in that pop-up die. And then the last one I'll show is the postage pop-up. This one might be the one I'm most excited about because within the postage pop-up, you've got one layer, but now with the greeting labels, you've got one that's just a little bit bigger and adds a stitch mark. So that's going to be great for those postage pop-ups to get a little bit more definition on your little decorations. You can use those greeting labels, or you could use the greeting labels alone if you just wanted to add to your postage pop-up a little stitched decoration. So one of the things we're known for is our pop-up ball dies, and we do offer them in 3 different sizes: the mini ball, the bitty ball, and the surprise ball. In this release, we have a new Animal Add-ons 6 that contains the pieces to convert those ball dies into bugs. So you can make a ladybug, a bee, or a grasshopper using the pieces in Animal Add-ons 6. Then we've also added a companion bug borders set. Okay, so let's look at those 3 bugs. I've made them up here out of all 3 ball sizes. So in this case, the grasshopper is made with the mini ball, the bee is made with the surprise ball, and the ladybug is made with the bitty ball. So one nice thing about this Animal Add-on set is that the pieces work on any of the ball sizes. Here's a card by Lois, those bug borders, the bug greetings clear stamps, and then the Animal Add-on 6 to make this cute little ladybug inside the card, and she did make that removable. Here's a cute one by Sandy Diller. She's got a little belly band on the front to keep it closed, and then inside she has that cute little bee along with those bug borders and bug greetings clear stamps. Which brings us to the final 3 dies in this collection, which I am so excited about. These are the access tabs. There's 1 die to fit each of the 3 balls. In each set, it's just a single die, but it cuts 6 pieces, and it accomplishes a couple of different things. The rubber band shelf reinforcers, that's the little fold-over tabs that you see there inside the ball. So if you're a power ball user, you know what I'm talking about, that when you slide the rubber band in, if you accidentally miss the hole, so in other words, you didn't slide it in far enough, then your rubber band kind of comes out and then your shelf gets a little weak. So this will address that. So you can put those little fold-over shelf reinforcers over your shelf to really make sure that you don't weaken it if you accidentally miss the hole when you're putting your rubber bands in. But it's the access tabs themselves that I think are really going to steal the show for you, because what these do is replace the half tabs that are built into the ball on the 2 sides, what you would need to get access to that rubber band later. And that's in case your rubber band breaks. I mean, rubber bands don't last forever. So, sometimes if you've sent this to your grandchild, they might come back to you and say, oh my gosh, I love my little bee, but the rubber band broke inside. Can you fix it for me? And with the access tabs, that's going to make it really easy. I've used access tabs on all of these balls, but I'll grab the bee here to demonstrate. So this was made with the surprise ball. 2 of the sides have the access tabs on them, and they're here on this side of the bee. You always do it on the side where the rubber band slides into the ball, because that's the side that you would need to get access to if you wanted to replace the bands. And all you have to do is unhook those sides, and then you can open it up. You have full access to the rubber bands. You can slide out the broken ones and replace them with new ones. And then when you're ready to put it back together again, just hook in the left side through the tab. Then you kind of slide it down a little bit so you can get the right side in, and then just bring it back. And then just like that, that will hook that back together again. It is good as new. I've just, imagine that I have just replaced the rubber bands in that bee, and now I have created longevity for my wonderful ball creations. We'll be featuring these new dies in our virtual and Zoom class program for December, January, and February. 12 of the dies are split up across those 3 months. The only ones that are not included as required dies in any of the months are the access tabs, because we're not sure which ball dies you may or may not own. So if you want those are always going to be separate purchase. These 15 new dies and 5 new stamp sets will be shipping soon. You can check our website, KarenBurniston.com, starting November 24th, 2025 to order. They are also shipping soon to a lot of your favorite local and online retailers. Thanks for watching.